If you've received any advice on the ski hill, it's probably someone that has told you to move forward to start your new turn. And although this move is pretty simple, it can be very scary and confusing if you don't know what to do. When and how do you move, and how do you know if you're moving too much? Well, I'm going to try and answer these questions today for you as simply as I can, and I'm going to show you a drill that I use with the kiddos I coach on the weekends to get them moving forward, as well as a way that you can try that move in the gym first, so that you're not wasting any of the valuable time you have on the ski hill. But first, let's figure out if you're moving enough, or if you could benefit from moving a little bit farther forward to start each turn. You might benefit from moving farther forward to start your turn if
your quads are burning really early into the ski runs, or your quads are crazy sore at the end of the day. If you feel your toes hitting the end of your ski boots, or pain in the back of your calves from leaning on the back of boots. Lastly, if it feels like your ski tips have a mind of their own and they're going all kinds of directions, even though you want them to go one specific direction, then you might be too far in the back seat.
Now, I can already see the comment section, so let me beat you to it. The opposite is also not great on skis. If I'm always forward, or I'm hanging off the front of my ski boots, or I'm hinged at the hip to try and get myself forward, then I'm not going to experience the wonderful rhythmic pattern of a ski turn, which, believe you me, is half the fun of being out on the hill. That's why the drill I'm going to introduce you to is so important for finding sort of the sweet spot of movement on skis.
First, let's talk about the gym movement that mimics this drill, because every strong skier that I know spends time in the gym building the muscles and the technical ability that they need to have the maximum amount of fun when they get out on ski. Now, in my time as a coach, a ski racer, and as a personal trainer, I have seen a lot of skiers in and outside the gym. The movement that has belonged in every single one of their programs and belongs in yours as well if you enjoy skiing
is one that definitely uses your quad muscles, but also uses your glutes, uses your hamstrings, and really lights up the entire body.
This movement mimics how we move up and forward to begin our new turn, getting us into the best position to get a grip on the snow and apply pressure to the front part of the ski.
This forward jump helps us learn how to get the hips over top of the toe pieces, and it was also a part of a program that reduced the incidence of ACL injuries in young skiers. Now, this movement may seem simple, but there's lots of ways to level it up. To start with, film yourself doing the movement and make sure that as you jump, you're not getting excessive inward movement of the knees. Then challenge yourself by trying to go farther with this jump. And film yourself from the side. Make sure that you are getting hip extension before landing into a solid position. As you land, challenge yourself to not sink too deep into the squat on the landing, because that's going to help us better translate to the drill that I'm going to show you on hill.
Now, the first time you do this drill, you want to do it on a slope that is so flat, it feels boring. And what you're going to do is turn across the hill, and at the end of your turn, jump. Feel yourself squish the front of your boots as you land. Keep that position and start your next turn. Whether you're carving or whether you are doing parallel turns, this is going to help you get into that fun starting position. Jump. And then start my turn. As you get better at this, you'll be able to try it on steeper slopes, and you'll be able to reduce the amount of time that you're going across the hill, so it becomes more a part of your turn. This ends up incorporating a couple of different tips I've heard people say to try and get folks forward at the end of the turn. The first is to get up off the toilet. So if you imagine I'm doing my turn, I get up off the toilet, and I start my next turn. Another one I've heard, and I honestly was told when I was a kid first, was try and squish the grapes between your shins and the front of your boots as you go to start the turn. So that works with this too. After I do my jump, turn, jump, squish the grapes, and turn again. You'll notice that I am moving in and out of a squat-like position. So I'm not hanging off the front of the boots here. There's some movement and play. The more time you spend on skis and the more you experiment with being far forward and far back on your skis, the more you're gonna realize that you can use those different positions to feel safe and to have more fun while you're out skiing.